Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and we're going to be doing our ultimate alchemy guide today. So this is not a leveling guide, as leveling alchemy is fairly straightforward. You gather herbs and you brew potions. If you want to know, in my opinion, the one that is probably the quickest to get into the groove of and quickly level up alchemy, it would be the Marigold Decoction. It only requires 2 ingredients, marigold and nettle. They're very common to come by, and it only has a couple steps. So if you want to power level alchemy, I'm not going to show you how to do that here. It's simple. You just keep brewing that potion. Outside of that, you can learn scholarship and read skill books for alchemy, and those will also level it up. As far as this guide goes, it's going to be about the deeper parts of alchemy, not just leveling. So there, I've explained leveling alchemy, so if you're questioning that, that's how you do it. I just want to start off with skills because I'll show you. So I've maxed out, because obviously I've been doing a lot of alchemies, to get to the point where I believe that I am qualified to make an ultimate guide for it. I have maxed it out, and alchemy is one of the ones that at level 30, there will be 2 skills that you do not have because they are mutually exclusive. So the Secret of Matter skills are ones that get you extra potions for every time you brew it. I prefer the Secret of Equilibrium because that way I can max effectiveness, and on potions that are more difficult or more time consuming, I can take shortcuts and still get really good potions by making mistakes. So the Secret of Equilibrium allows you to brew a perfect potion, or whatever quality you can, with 1 mistake, and Equilibrium 2 allows you to make 2 mistakes. So that's why I prefer those. So if you want to have extra potions but have absolutely no leeway, Secret of Matter works. If you want to have the extra leeway, have Equilibrium. That's what I have. Another one that I have is Secret of Secrets. Again, if you've maxed out, you'll have this one, but this one allows you to unlock a 4th level to your potions, which is Henry's potions, and they are extra special and super strong. So that's what we're going to be aiming for with everything. So if you follow the recipe absolutely perfectly from level 1, you'll be able to brew a strong version of that potion. So a strong Marigold Decoction, or a strong Doll Maker Poison, or something like that, and you'll get all of the perks. But if you get Secret of Secrets, you'll be able to make Henry's Marigold Decoction, so it will have those extra perks and be extra special. So that is where we're at. So if you follow the steps and the information and everything I will be showing you in the quick brew guide part of this video, you will be able to get 3 Henry's level of potion for each time you brew. And the reason that portion is going to be so important in this video is because, unfortunately, unlike the first game, there is no auto brew perk for the alchemy system in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I was hoping that it would be some secret thing that maybe once I hit level 30 I would do, or once I brewed every single potion I would do, but I haven't found it. So it might still exist in the game, but as far as I know, there's no auto brew option. So that's why I want to show you how to most effectively and quickly brew the highest quality for the 4 of what I consider to be the most important potions in the game. And that is right where we're going to start off. So after I show you how to brew each of these 4 potions as quickly and effectively as possible, I will also show you all of the recipes that I found in the game. So if you want to brew any potions or poisons, you can just follow the recipes that I'm going to be showing you in this video, because you do not need to actually find them in the game to be eligible to make them in the game. I did a couple of them from memory, and they were close enough to the exact recipe that it was in the first game that I was able to brew some of these potions right away at the start of my playthrough. So we're going to start off with the Marigold Decoction. And so the Marigold Decoction is probably the most important one, or will be the most broadly applicable one, because it's essentially a potion of health. Now, it's not a health potion. A health potion would instantly heal like 25 hit points or something like that, at least in a video game. A potion of health will gradually heal you over time. So the Marigold Decoction is that, and you can use it in combat in this game. It takes a little while to use it, but typically if you're backing up and kiting your enemy, it is something that I find myself using relatively frequently. So being the health potion, it makes sense that it's going to be probably the one that you use most frequently in the game. And the better your quality, the better the perks are for it. So for this one, like I said, super simple recipe. All we need for it are 1 nettle and 2 marigolds, and they're all over the place, so they're super easy to find. I'm going to show you the most efficient and quickest way to do it. So if you see the instructions in here, it says you'll need water, a handful of nettle, and 2 handfuls of marigold. Add the nettle to the cauldron and boil for 2 turns. Grind the marigold and add it to the cauldron. Finally pour. So this is a very simple and fast recipe because we don't even need to do anything super complex. So 1 turn of the time glass is exactly 10 seconds. So we know that we have 20 seconds that it needs to be boiled once we've added that 1 nettle in. And while we're doing that, we can be grinding the Marigold, and then we can add it to the cauldron and pour. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, so I'm going to show you how to brew this one with maximum efficiency. So the first thing we're going to do is add in our water. We're not going to be doing a lot of raising and lowering the pot or flipping of the time glass because, like I said, one turn of the time glass is exactly 10 seconds. So we know how to do that. So we're going to take our one Marigold, or two Marigold, I should say. We're going to put them down in the mortar tin. So we're ready to grind those. Now we're going to take our one nettle. We'll put it in the pot. We have to boil that for 2 turns. So we'll drop that down and we'll count to 20 seconds. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000, 11 1000, 13 1000, 14 1000, 15 1000, 16 1000, 17 1000, 18 1000, 19 1000, 20 1000. Now we'll drop that in and we'll raise up our pot right away. Then we'll grab our file and we'll pour it out. And there you go. We got our max amount that we can get is 3 potions, and we got Henry's Marigold Decoction. So that's the highest level and the highest amount with the perks that we have available. So if you follow that, if you don't have the Secret of Secrets skill, then you'll get a strong Marigold Decoction, but once you get that, it'll be Henry's. So that's how you do that one. Let's move on to our next potion. So our next potion that you're probably going to find yourself using a lot is the Buck's Blood Potion. This one's essentially a stamina potion. So it will increase your stamina and your stamina regeneration if you have it of a significant enough quality. So obviously we're going for the Henry's here, so we're going to have our maximum perks. So this one's another one that doesn't require a lot, just 1 St. John's wort, 1 comfrey, and 1 dandelion, and all of that with oil. So this one's fairly straightforward. So if we go down the recipe, it says grind the St. John's wort and add it to the cauldron, add the comfrey to the cauldron and boil for 1 turn, add the dandelion to the cauldron and using the bellows boil for 1 turn. So that's a special type. So I'll show you that. So again, we're not going to be moving the pot up and down on this one. We're not going to be using our timer a whole lot on this one. It's going to be fairly simple and straightforward. So let's just get to it. So we're going to start off by filling up our pot with oil. Once our pot is full of oil, we're going to get our St. John's wort down in our mortar and pestle so we can grind that up right away. We're going to grind it right away. We'll drop that in the cauldron. We will go ahead and drop our comfrey in the cauldron. We'll lower our cauldron down and we're going to count to 10 and then we'll add our dandelion. So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000. Now we're going to add this. We're not going to move the pot. We're just going to pump the bellows 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to raise up the pot. Grab our file. And we'll pour our potion right away. And there you go, Henry's Buck's Blood. So we've got the best quality of Buck's Blood there, and once again we got 3 of them, showing that we did the potion perfectly. So that is our stamina potion. Let's move on to our next one. So our next potion is going to be the Aqua Vitalis Potion. This one reduces loss of health and slows bleeding. So this is one that is great to take before you go into combat, especially if you know you're about to be hitting up something difficult, because it just makes it so it's easier to survive and takes longer for you to be killed. So it's a fortification potion, essentially. So for this one, again, not complex. We're going to need water, 2 dandelions, and 1 marigold for this. So the instructions say add the dandelion to the cauldron and boil for 1 turn, grind the marigold and add it to the cauldron, boil for 2 turns, and finally distill. So this is another one where we're not going to be doing a lot of movement on it. So our first step here, obviously we're going to put our water in the pot, and then once we have our water in the pot, we're going to prep our marigold. So we'll take our marigold, put it in our mortar and pestle, then we'll take our 2 dandelions and throw them in the pot. Once they're in the pot, we're just going to lower it. Don't worry about the minute glass. We'll just count down our 10 seconds while we're grinding the dandelion, and then we'll add it right away. And then we won't move the pot or do anything else. We'll just boil it for 20 more seconds, and then we'll distill right away. So let's just lower that down. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000. Now we're going to drop that in, and we'll count to 20. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000, 11 1000, 12 1000, 13 1000, 14 1000, 15 1000, 16 1000, 17 1000, 18 1000, 19 1000, 20 1000. And we're going to just go to distill it at 18. And that should give us our perfect result once again. And there you have it, Henry's Aqua Vitalis. Once again, we have 3 of those. So, like I said, a much faster way than following the whole raising and lowering the pot and using the timing glass system. So that's our third potion I wanted to show you today. Our next potion is the Painkiller Brew. So it says lessens the effects of wounds and reduces the amount of which, or by which, maximum stamina decreases with health. So this one is another fortification potion, essentially. Well, also you'll use it throughout the game whenever someone needs something to reduce their pain. If you're going to treat them medically, the Painkiller Brew is the best thing to give them. It's much better than giving them alcohol. So you'll use it a lot in quests too, but essentially this is another one that it's great to take before combat because it makes it so that you don't get wounded as effectively, like your arms and legs don't get damaged as much, and that way you're not losing as much stamina, and when you're not doing that, it's also reducing the amount by which your maximum stamina decreases with health. So even if your health is going down, your stamina isn't going down as much. So it's another one that just makes you a lot tougher in a fight. So this one is a little bit more complex, but I found a pretty quick and easy way to do it. So we're going to need spirits for this one, 3 poppy, 1 marigold, and 1 comfrey. Okay, so a little bit, still pretty simple ingredients, nothing crazy. We're not looking for any boar tusks or charcoal or anything like that, still plant-based. So the instructions say, first you add your spirits, then you grind the poppy and add it to the cauldron, add the marigold, and using the bellows, boil it for 1 turn. Add the comfrey and boil for 2 turns, finally distill. So I will be showing you the method that I have learned for this one that includes the least, pot moving and all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and prepare this one. So we'll start by putting our spirits in the cauldron to fill up our cauldron. Then we'll need to get our poppy ready, so we're going to need 3 of those in the mortar and pestle. So we'll take 3, drop them into the mortar. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll grind that up. Once that is all the way ground up, we will drop it into the pot, and then we will go ahead and add our marigold in there too. We just need 1 handful of the marigold. And then we have to boil this one using the bellows, so we're going to drop it down, and we're just going to pump the bellows 7 times. Then we're going to add our comfrey, boil it for 2 turns or 20 seconds, and then we'll distill right away. So we'll drop it down and we'll do our bellows boiling first. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we'll pick our cauldron up. We'll add our comfrey. And now we need 2 turns or 20 seconds, so we'll just count it out and we'll distill it when we're done. So 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, 11 1,000, 12 1,000, 13 1,000, 14 1,000, 15 1,000, 16 1,000, 17 1,000, 18 1,000, 19 1,000, 20 1,000. And again, we'll distill an 18 1,000, and then we'll get that distilled and we'll have our perfect Painkiller Brew. And that's the most efficient way to make Henry's Painkiller Brew. So in a nutshell, like I said, I find that those 4 potions are the ones that I find myself using the most, and so those are the ones that I figured out the quickest method to make them. So obviously you are just following the instructions, but instead of raising and lowering the pot every time and using the hourglass, we're just making it a little bit quicker than having to do all of that. So obviously if your timing isn't quite up to snuff, the safer way to do it is just to, after you've done 2 turns of the hourglass or minute glass or whatever you want to call it, you just pick the pot up and then wait to do it, so you don't have to do everything hot like I was doing. The problem with doing it the method that I did is that if you're not paying attention, even a couple seconds of over the fire too long is going to screw up your potion. So with all that being said, one of the things added into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was the pouch system. So you can see that we have 4 quick slots over here because we have the Noble's pouch. There are a couple different pouches that I found so far: the Hunter's pouch, the Knight's pouch, and the Noble's pouch. The Hunter's, and they go along with the belts too. So the belts give you extra weapon slots, and the pouches give you extra, or they give you consumable slots. So the Hunter's pouch gives you 2, the Knight's adds another one, so then you'll have 3, and the Noble's gives you 4. The reason I use these 4 potions for my 4 slots over there, you don't ever really need to. I guess you could, if you really, really like quick saving or whatever, you could put a Save Your Schnapps in one of those slots. I don't find it overly necessary, but for the other ones, I definitely like having them. Marigold Decoction's the one I definitely use the most, so I keep that one at the number 5. Then after that, probably Aqua Vitalis and Buck's Blood, and lastly, Painkiller. So those are the 4 that I use the most for that. The other ones that I keep on me at all times are the 2 poisons, the Dollmaker Poison and the Bane Poison. And the reasons for that is because there are 3 poisons in the game. You have these 2, and then you have Lullaby. Lullaby works equally well for weapons and feeding people. Dollmaker is better for weapons. Bane is better for feeding people. So if you want to poison people at all, that's why you use those 2. So now I just want to go through the different recipes and just show them to you. I guess I can talk about them a little bit, but mostly I'll just have them on screen so that way if you haven't unlocked them yet, you won't have to go find the recipe and buy it. You can just craft them yourself and then you'll know the recipe. So we'll start with the Aesop potion. That one increases your riding and dog handling skills, so that one will be good for houndsmanship and riding. So that'll be good for you. And also, if you take it, animals will take less notice of you, so it makes you better at hunting, and dogs won't bark at you, so it's good to take if you're going to sneak around someone's yard. Aqua Vitalis, we've already covered. Artemisia is one that just gives you an extra 2 points to your strength, so that one can be useful, especially early in the game when your strength is rather low. Bowman's Brew obviously makes it better for archers, because it improves your archery skill, and if good quality, reduces the loss of stamina while aiming, so that's one to focus on if you're going to be using archery a lot. The Buck's Blood potion, we've already covered. That's just your stamina potion. The chamomile decoction makes sleep more effectively. So with this one, if you want to quickly sleep to get your energy and health back up, then you pop a chamomile decoction first and it'll work for that. The cockerel potion increases your energy and if good quality, slows tiring. So that one just gives you an energy boost for stamina recovery and your awakeness. So if you don't want to have to sleep, you can just take a cockerel potion and it will give you more energy. And also it will slow down the rate at which you tire. So that one is useful for longer mission sections or times where you don't want to have to go to sleep. Digestive potion is a useful one to keep around. I don't usually keep it on me, but it's good to have some in your chest because it's a way to, well, you can reduce the feeling of fullness with that one, but I usually use it to cure food poisoning, so that's good. And if you make it with a high enough quality, it will cure any type of poisoning. Embrocation increases your agility, and if your good quality is used, the amount of stamina used by sprinting, so that one is great if you know you're going to be doing a lot of running around. It raises your agility level and also makes it so that you can sprint for longer periods. The Fever Tonic is fairly specific. That's a cure that you use for at least one story mission. It might be for other things as well, but you can use it to get rid of a fever in someone. Fox is great for learning. This one improves your speech and speeds up your reading if it's a good enough quality, and it increases the amount of experience gained at best quality. So if you're doing Henry's Fox, you can take this one, and that way when you're power leveling things, you will level them quicker. Hair of the Dog, that one will bring down your drunkenness. This one's good to take with you on a lot of story missions because there's a lot of missions where you'll find yourself having to drink for the mission, but you might not want to be drunk in that mission. So the Hair of the Dog potion is great for that. It's also good to have in your chest, so that way you can get rid of a hangover right away and help if you develop any sort of alcoholism. Lethian Water is basically a reset potion, so this one you probably won't be using a lot, but if you take it, you can reset all your perk points. So you won't have to level up again, but you can, or at least as far as I know, you won't have to. I haven't used it yet, but that's what it did in the first game. Lion is a charisma boost, so this one, it's a perfume. Lion lasts a short amount of time, but substantially increases your charisma, but you do not want to pair it with Mintha because then it will reduce your charisma. Marigold Decoction, we already covered, is our potion of health. Mintha is the other perfume. This one is weaker than the first one, but it lasts a much longer amount of time. So if you're looking for a charisma boost, then Lion or Mintha is good to use, but not both. Moonshine is a type of alcohol. It was used in a couple missions in the first game. I haven't run into one where I needed it in this one yet. Plus you pick up Moonshine all the time. Nighthawk allows you to see better at night. And also your energy will deplete slower, or if good quality, not at all. So this one's great if you want to do something naughty at night. I find that I only use the Nighthawk potion if I'm sneaking into someone's camp at night and I want to be able to see better, or if I'm like robbing places or doing something like that. So that's what that one's for. Painkiller we've already covered. That one is another fortification potion to take before you go into combat. Quick Finger is actually a fun and useful one. This one increases both your thievery and craftsmanship skills. So if you want to craft better weapons or be able to craft a higher level weapon, but definitely it's good for thievery. It makes it easier to pick pockets and lockpick doors. So that one's good for that. Saver Schnapps, we all know what that is. It saves the game, but it also gives you a strength boost and vitality and agility boost if you get the high level versions of it. And then soap is used for washing your clothing and armor at a laundry point. Then the 3 poisons, as I already briefly touched on, are the Bane potion, which reduces health by 110, resulting in certain death, decreases health faster if good quality, more suitable for poisoning cooking pots than applying to weapons. So if you want to take out a camp with a poison, this one's the one you dump into the food pot. Dollmaker potion makes running impossible and reduces weapon skills, decreases health as well if good quality. quality. Suitable for applying to weapons rather than poisoning cooking pots. So if you want to poison your sword or whatever to make it more effective in combat, Dollmaker is better for it than Bane because it takes basically immediate effect and makes it a lot easier to kill your opponent. And if you have a high level one, it also damages their health. Whereas the Bane potion damages their health, but it does take a certain amount of time. Lullaby works for both. You can use it on a sword or you can put it in a pot. It doesn't cause health damage, but it does reduce their energy to 0, and it reduces their stamina regeneration if it's good enough. So that one is useful. I don't find myself using it much. I more often use Bane or Dollmaker. I believe that is everything. I think, at least. Hard for me to say. I wanted this guide to be all-encompassing for all of the alchemy aspects in the game. I guess just because we're at the end and I can do whatever I want, I can go down the list of the different alchemy perks. So we have Lab Dweller, and I'm not going to read them all off. I'll just stay on each one of them for a couple seconds. You can pause and read them if you want. So Lab Dweller, Art of Preservation, Enthusiast, Potion Seller, Secret of Equilibrium, Poison Specialist, Purple Haze, Dark Arts Apprentice, Water of Life, Secret of Equilibrium 2, Secret of Secrets, Poison Specialist 2, Purple Haze 2, and Special Powder. And now that, I believe, has covered everything. So that is our ultimate alchemy guide for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, but that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.